Good morning. This is Catherine here with you today, looking at some different ideas from IDEA of categories and ways to work with students in a new way. We're working with categories of autism, speech and language, gifted and talented, selective elective mutism, intellectual disabilities such as dyslexia, and specific learning disabilities. I look forward to walking through this brief presentation with you. First, I will go through just a little bit of what IDEA is and how this is affected, and then look at these categories. First, looking at the definition, then an academic effect, a social effect, a communication effect, and then a strategy that we can use, or UDL, or technology. OSARS, or the Office of Special Education and Rehabilitation Services, has a mission. And that mission is to lead the nation's efforts to improve children with disabilities from birth to age 21 and for their families. So in this OSARS, there are many things that they achieve. There are many things that they fight for. And they try to ensure access to fair, equitable, and high quality education and services. Our vision is for a world in which individuals with disabilities have unlimited opportunities to learn and to lead purposeful and fulfilling lives. They do everything from helping find housing to helping find jobs. So the goal for education is to engage every student, every single one of them, in summer learning, after-school programs, professional development, and give them opportunities and connections within their own communities. If we look at autism, we're looking at developmental delays that most people can detect by the time the child's 3. It's a lifelong disability that does exist that affects verbal and nonverbal communication, especially in knowing what the desire of the heart is and expressing that. So severity affects academic performance incredibly. Socially, norms are extremely hard because senses are overstimulated often, very quickly. Those experiences are magnified. Expressing needs and feelings is super hard with those communication, like I said before, and some things that can help a child with autism is knowing expectations, using a timer, and letting the student interact with material. With speech and language, many children have, if they have a cleft palate when they're born, or any type of malformation in the mouth. Some children, it's what they've heard or what they don't hear. So practicing sounds, one word is often mistaken for another with children with speech and language issues. How one talks affects one's friends and coworkers. What kind of words that they use also affects them socially. Often the child thinks the sound is correct when it's not. So in communicating, it can be very difficult to understand sometimes. So practicing sounds into a phone that amplifies a child's voice is a very easy way to help the child understand and hear what they're saying. For the gifted and talented children, many times their IQ level is high and they enjoy a lot of different stimulation, a lot of different ways to learn different things. Academic effects can be often that they're bored and presenting challenges to the other students around them. Sometimes their understanding is a little higher. Socially, it's a challenge for the students, but you can often help them, encourage them in their leadership skills and in their strengths. With higher level of vocabulary, communication is often fantastic with adults, but it can be hard sometimes to relate to their peers. Continuing forward, in Khan Academy or working in Dreambox, a child is met at their own level and they can go higher or lower on the iPads. DEA IDEA defines the currently acceptable disabilities that are recognized in public schools in the United States and protects the rights of those students. Here are 5 examples. We're going to continue on with the higher frequency within the inclusive classroom. The intellectual disability is a sub-average IQ and functioning ability. So when you're talking about education, we're looking at difficult for students to perform educationally at grade level. Adapting can be difficult in between and transitioning. Oftentimes they are limited in their communication and knowing what their needs are and how to respond appropriately to other people's needs. Books on tape can help with comprehension for kids with intellectual disabilities, as well as many other tools that we have within technology, especially on Dreambox. For specific learning disabilities, I focused on dyslexia. The disorder is a psychological process involved in understanding, and that can be with math or reading oftentimes. Writing and calculating are incredibly difficult. If we can't read, we can't understand what we're doing for other processes. So IEDs can be hidden or overcompensated for, so they're not always detectable in children. Communication can be difficult to output a desired message. Again, it has to do with that processing. Specific methods of learning to read and write, such as the Gillingham method, using UDL and having those tiers and responding immediately is super fantastic. So, as we look at these categories, there's also one child that I have currently as an elective mute. Stepping back, I do have comic strips that are a fantastic way to help understand, and I just want to draw attention right here. When a child is helping to tell a story when they have a difficult time expressing themselves or communicating with autism, oftentimes colors can help with feelings. And this is fantastic for red. It's bad ideas, anger, unfriendly. It goes through the whole gamut here. My favorite is the brown, comfortable and cozy. And this will be effective. This is one thing that was recommended to us. The second is for my elective mute. Besides encouraging him and giving him choices, would you like to go outside or stay here? He can pick by pointing to my hands. Currently, it's not a disability covered by IDEA, but we do also have visuals to help to cut these out and put them on a ring is my goal for today. And whatever the child needs, whatever the student wants, they can point, and then they're not uncomfortable. So in trying to gain the trust and in these children and trying to help them grow, things that are in the classroom are fantastic. Again, this is Catherine. I am grateful for your time. Thank you very much. Have a great day.